Hi there, weight loss surgery family. This is Rachel on my way down VSG, and I'm doing this video as a response to Mini Me in Tennessee, the top craziest, stupidest things we did to lose weight. It was hard for me to cut it down to just the top 5, so I'm going to say the top 5 crazy things I did plus a bonus. So I had to make some notes so this video didn't get too long, hopefully. But I'd say number 5, the craziest thing I did to lose weight was diet pills. I did at least a half a dozen of different diet pills to lose weight. I'd say the top 2 crazy ones I did was Phentermine and Meridia. They both caused me crazy side effects. The Phentermine was basically, I can just imagine that's what it's like to be on speed. I took 1 pill and I didn't sleep for a week. So the doctor suggested I take half a pill. So I took half a pill and I didn't sleep for 4 nights. And you're just like bouncing off the walls, jittery. It's crazy. I felt like my heart was going to pump out of my chest. Not good. And then Meridia, very severe gastrointestinal distress. I'm sure y'all know what I mean by that. Both of those, I could withstand it long enough to lose about 10 pounds, and then I couldn't do it. And then I gained some weight back. Number 4, the Grapefruit Diet. So basically, I looked up online. I heard that a friend of mine who was having heart problems, this doctor put him on this grapefruit diet to help him lose weight before he had heart surgery. So I looked it up, and you had to drink 8 ounces of grapefruit juice or eat a grapefruit, and then you paired that with some lean protein and a vegetable. You did that 3 times a day, and then at the end of the day you drank 8 ounces of milk, and you did that for 12 days. And over 12 days I would lose 10 or 15 pounds. The sad thing is I absolutely cannot stand grapefruit in any way, shape, or form. And so it was another miserable way to lose 10 or 15 pounds, and then I would gain it all back. Usually I'd gain 15 or 20 if I lost 10 or 15. Number 3, I know I talked about this in my weight loss journey tag video, but when I was 12, I did an all rice diet because I was buying into the whole craze that fat makes you fat, and so that's the only food I knew at 12 didn't have fat. And so I just ate plain rice with either soy sauce or a chicken flavored seasoning, and that was one of the only things I knew how to cook too. So I did that for 6 months. My parents ended up getting upset, and they took me to the doctor, and they all made me stop doing it. I had lost with the rice diet from about 235 to 190, so I lost about 45 pounds. And as soon as I started eating regularly again, when like they made me, I started gaining weight. I pretty much instantly gained like 20 pounds, and no one wanted that. Everyone did want me to lose weight. And so my parents bought me a So Fat, Low Fat, No Fat cookbook. And basically I went on this very, very low fat diet. It just showed me there's a few other things that I could eat. The problem is that even though sugar doesn't have fat, it has terrible effects on my body. So gradually doing this So Fat, Low Fat, No Fat diet, I started making more and more of the dessert recipes, and I couldn't figure out why I was gaining weight when I wasn't eating any fat. But that was a terrible experiment. I ended up gaining up to like 250 before I exercised back down to like the 235 range when I was in high school. That pretty much consumed my high school years, from 12 until all the way till I was like 18. When I was an adult, I was out on my own. The second, we'll see, we'll be at number 2, craziest thing I did to lose weight was hypnosis. And yeah, you're hearing that right. So it's kind of like the traveling circus coming to town. They were doing all these advertisements, and for a one-time $250 charge, you could have a lifetime subscription to go to this traveling circus. Pretty much I got there, they had like 500 people in an auditorium, just like you see on the movies, like, watch me, relax, fall asleep. You no longer want to eat. Anyways, naturally, I didn't see any results from that. 0 pounds lost. It was so absurd. I never went back to use my lifetime subscription again. I wonder if they're still in business. I wonder if they're still traveling around making millions of dollars off people like me. Number one of the top dumbest things I did to lose weight was acupuncture. And specifically, I had to, not only did you do the acupuncture, but they put some kind of like little implant in between your fingers right here. Don't know what that had to do with anything, but it was $75 per session. You had to do 10 sessions. It was over 2 hours away. Basically, over these 10 weeks, I lost 10 pounds. And so if you count the fuel I spent and the cost of the sessions, that was $111 per pound. So that was a pretty pricey way to lose weight, and it's pretty dumb. And then, of course, I gained 20 back. But bonus, really the all-time dumbest thing I did to lose weight was the lap band. And I apologize if you have the lap band and it's working for you, but for me, it was the dumbest thing I ever did. It cost, as I've mentioned in my other videos, it cost $25,000. It was the down payment me and my husband had for a house, but my husband generously gave it to me. We were having trouble having a child, and so my OBGYN suggested it, so we just went and did it, and we paid the $25,000. I had surgery one afternoon, went home that night, no education or anything. I lost about 123 pounds over about 10 months after I had the lap band. We got pregnant really easily then, but as soon as I got pregnant, I had severe morning sickness, and it didn't even take just a second, and I was vomiting, band slipped, and it was, it was up around my esophagus, and it was no longer in working order. So that cost about $203 per pound if you calculate that out. So even though it was a huge financial cost and burden on me and my family, the worst thing I can say about it is it cost me other health problems, is because I got all this buildup of scar tissue, and we didn't have the money to have it removed, and of course insurance wouldn't cover any of it. I dealt with all of these problems, including the worst one, which was severe acid reflux for the next 10 years. And that would be the dumbest thing I ever did, because ultimately, even though these things were all really expensive that I did, weight loss should not cost you other permanent health problems. And so, if any of you are struggling with it, I just really encourage you to even seek medical tourism if you don't have the option to have help here in the United States. That was what I ended up doing. I ended up going to Nuevo Laredo, Mexico, and I had vertical gastric sleeve surgery with Dr. Villarreal, and that was just a little over a year ago. And I have lost, my surgery day weight was 319, and my weigh-in for this week was 174 pounds. So I thank you all for watching, and hopefully you're all having a good week, and I look forward to talking to you again. Bye, guys.